I'm going live now. Thank you. Okay, I can see people joining. Let me know where you're connecting from. It's actually, I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, let me know where you're connecting from in the comments. Okay, so welcome to the today's and let me know if you can hear me as well. I want to see I want to see your comments. Welcome to the second episode of the Love Networking series. It's I and my baby boo. He will be joining us so very soon. And I can't wait for you to enjoy the show tonight. Let me know how ready you are in the comment section. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Awesome. I can see you, testimony. Welcome to the show. Kindly invite others who are not here. The link is available, right? Okay, so today is going to be an exceptional day. The last time Awesome. The last time we were able to talk about how long distance relationship work, and we actually shared from our own wealth of experience. Is that okay? So today you'll be hearing from us on what is expected for a lady, what attracts the man of your dreams, and for a guy, what you should actually pay more attention to that is going to sustain that woman that you have in your memory. So it's going to be an incredible conversation, and my baby boy is going to be joining us soon. Yeah, he's going to be joining us soon. I can't wait for you to have an incredible moment today. I can't wait for you to have an incredible moment today. Yes, yes, please come into the show. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. Activate your voice, your microphone, so I can hear you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Incredible. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
How do I? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, right here.
Okay,
Yes.
beautiful. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Boo Boo. How you doing? Super excited to be live in today's.
Awesome. Good evening. It's an incredible moment, and see how you are shining. Amazing.
Great. Okay, I can see testimony
So
right there. Okay, great. I'm new to
yes,
this interface and
this one
everything.
is always ever ready to learn about love. I don't know. I think he actually has have plans this 2024.
So you should shoot the shot too, brother. Have you talked? Better go and talk. Oh.
Glad to have you here. So welcome, baby Bo. And I think today is actually going to especially be for you. It's going to especially be for you because you know you you want to teach the guys how they can shoot their shots and what they should look out for before they shoot their shot before they shoot their shots. And so, what made you to actually reach out? I know it's the ladies first, but I'm going first today. So we are going straight to the business of today. And basically, like I told you, if you're just joining us, welcome to the show. This is the second episode of the Love Networking series. And it's all about Amashima 2024. We are getting married, we are engaged, and we want to share with you what a long distance relationship is and how you can be able to embody our strategies to actually make your love relationship work. All right. Here with me is my baby boo. I call him my $1 billion king. And you can check him out on his Facebook profile to be able to catch up with the gospels that he drops for you as a productivity surgeon. But right here, we want to be in the love realm. And I hope you're excited to learn from our story. So, going into the business of today, baby boy, are you ready for me? I can see you
Absolutely.
smile.
I'm always
So I
ready.
should shoot my
Um,
shot
I'm
now.
always ready, and the reason I'm trying to look at this whole screen and everything. So I'm a village man. It's just that my mind has been transformed. So I'm not used to this kind of interface and everything. But you know, you are a first class. You are my professor. I'm the one who did not go to school. You are the one who went to school. So you are always bringing new ideas and everything. You know, like I
Okay.
said in our copy today, I said that beauty is useless without brain and character. And I think you demonstrated this again tonight. You are raising my level and everything. So because tonight this idea was not mine. I give credit to you guys. If you're excited, I want you to drop some fire emojis in the chat section. I think I saw a
Okay.
post by, is it Frederick something? I've forgotten his other name, but he said that when God gives you a partner beyond the bedroom, He has answered all your prayer.
Mm,
And
mm.
I think God has already answered that prayer for me by bringing you into my life. You know, so guys, let's give it up for her, because the truth is, I studied computer science, but I am the worst person when it comes to technology. So you can imagine someone who studied computer science. This is somebody who studied agriculture, and she's coming to come teach me tech. But it is just the way life is.
Remember
When
that
something
day I was showing you how to navigate Telegram.
yes, those times were all the times when I began to pick interest, and then those were opportunities where I used to do Yanga very well, sha. So I refused to do video call. But all those times, I'll see your shining teeth and everything. Okay, so back to your question. Why am I not seeing the comment section bubbling with fire? Okay, guys, if you're in the live session, please let us know where you're connecting from. Let us know if
Yes.
you're live. You know, um, so
Yeah.
that we can keep the energy high. But for me, I think, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, fantastic. So for me, I think at the end of the day, you can't really know a good woman if you don't understand God's original intention, right? So my choice of a good woman, or the kind of woman I wanted, was informed from the Bible. And so, um, first of all, in my study of the Bible, I discovered that beauty, the physical outward beauty, fades. And like I said last week, in our last week's live session, part one, I talked about the fact that breast, nose, bum bum does not raise children. It has never helped anyone fulfill destiny. And so all those ones are distractions to the main thing. But yes, people talk about physical chemistry. Physical chemistry is very important, but I think it shouldn't be the front um thing that leads you. Yes, if a lady is pretty, that's awesome. But you see, it begins first of all by checking intelligence, because it is that brain that is going to raise your children. Because you see, your children will not have the option to choose their parent, but you have the capacity and the power of your choice as a single person to choose who raises your children. And so I wasn't looking for, truth be told, I before I had a speck of fair, slim, all those things that media projects against us. I had that kind of spec, but at the end of the day, I had met a lot of beautiful but very, very dumb ladies. They were very beautiful, but the brain was empty. Sorry to say, but it's just what it is. And then they didn't have character, right? There could be this today and this tomorrow. Also, you see that they were Bible. As a man, I believe you should treasure your destiny so much that you don't want to trade your destiny with a woman that is easily Bible. Right? Those were some of the qualities I was checking. Is this person's loyalty buyable? Because once you have a price, people can buy you. Once you name a price, there's a buyer. So if your price, I saw a post where somebody said a guy must have 35 million for her to date the person. And I said, this is a cheap woman. Why? Even a Yahoo boy that doesn't know his left from his right, if he has 35 million, it means that person can come and you are buyable. There's something my mentor taught me. He said there's a difference between economic class and social class. Economic class has to do with money, which a lot of people, because they are poor and they are broke, they bow to money. But you discover that not everyone makes money through the honest and legal means. So not everyone in your social class, in an economic class, should be in your social class. Now, social class has to do with you maintaining your integrity and the standards you keep, your values, even while you attempt to make money. So I have walked away from really good deals that maybe would have made me a multi-millionaire right now in dollars, but it was going to cost me my conscience. And so my conscience is more important to me than money. I value integrity, right? So because of all those things, I had to say no to some of those deals that other people opportunity. No, it's not an opportunity. That's different, right? So the first thing is you want to check out character, and you don't know people's character until you come close. That's why there is a win season. In that win season, you want to check out the person's character. You want to check out how the person relates to other people, because this is the person who is going to raise your kids. If you have someone who has bad character, automatically there is a 50% chance that's the same thing your children are going to manifest. So you want to pay attention to character. What are this person's beliefs? Those things that are not seen are the things you should pay attention to. And how do you know those things? It is through questions. It is through questions. So one of the things that shocked me is, how do you even date a woman that doesn't read? I don't understand. So what are people talking about? Well, there are certain things I can't just relate with. I remember there was this beautiful lady I was liking at a point, and I had to test this person with books to see. I'll buy books, go and read this and see. Because if you fail that test already, I know that nothing else can work. Because the relationship is going to be 98% communication. And when you don't have something to contribute, you are just shouting, Rema, fire, and all those things. Deeper, go deeper. But you don't have any meaningful contribution. That is not the kind of woman I envision. I've always envisioned someone who we can partner different projects together like we're doing now. For example, immediately we started this relationship, we said that we'll pay attention and document everything we're working on, everything we're applying that is working, and what is not working, we're going to document them, and we're going to write a book. So this thing started from the inception of the relationship, and we're pulling it through. But if it is a woman who doesn't read, what does she want to contribute in the book? she'll say, Kai, my boo boo is very good. No intelligent contribution. So I think we have to pay attention to character, and character is demonstrated best and is developed in tough times. I always say it. You know if a person loves when the person is hot. If you are hot and your first response is to do something dangerous that is life threatening, it means you don't love. Do you understand? Because because there are a lot of times where we will not agree on a lot of things, but is this person kind even when they are angry? And you see, I think I normally tell you that Jesus Christ has helped my life. Even when I'm angry, I just discovered that I still love this person. You need someone who will be that. If this person is angry, will they insult the hell out of you? So that is it for me. I don't know if I answered the question though. Section.
Yeah, you did. You did answer the question, but there is a lot more coming for you. All right. So, but first of all, you have to shoot me back so that we'll be able to align with the questions
Okay.
that you have answered. For me, I think what I'm getting right from here is that, it's good to read.
It's
You
good to
can
read
read
though.
your way into love. You can read your way. You can read your way into anywhere. Of course, I read my way into this relationship. I didn't see it coming, but it came. And the amazing thing about this is that you don't struggle with connection you when you communicate, when it's easier for someone to resonate with what you have been doing so far. I mean, it's a different ball game altogether because you have been reading. Just imagine, because you have been reading and your partner have not been reading, there will be a communication gap already. And I agree with him when he said that relationship is 98% communication. What do you want to do in a relationship without communication? What increases your vocabulary? And coupled with the fact that we are from different tribes, how do we start? Where do we start from? So we had to be able to tap into the universal language to begin, even before we even learn different languages. Is that okay? It's gonna be an amazing experience, trust me. And you don't know what is coming for you. So, baby boo, what is my own question? How do I come in? How do I most the women around there or the men around there?
Okay, so I have talked about what to look for in a lady, right? So you
Yeah.
have to talk about, because I think in the season where I asked you out, I wasn't the only guy, right? And so there were quite a number of things you saw because I didn't cajole you. Yes, I made you a good offer, an irresistible offer. That I know I'm a good salesman. Guys, I'm good though. You see the way I'm sitting. This how I was sitting and I asked her and she said yes. So I'm good. Now, mind you, there were people physically there. So this is not by distance. Now, was it really? Yes, it was risky because what if I'm not who she was seeing online, right? But you need to be good at sales because you everything boils down to selling, right? The fact able to identify problems. This is why I'm putting together a sales masterclass, to teach, because the same way I sell people on intangible things is the same way I was able to sell this beautiful woman of God. She's a first class graduate, too. First class, right? So I wasn't the only guy, right? So there were a lot of people, and they were even physical. So you now tell us what you saw, although you had not even seen me physically, but you had to take the chance to say yes, and everything. So I think over to you now.
Okay. Okay, this is for the ladies. This is for the ladies too, right? Okay, I think for me as a lady, right? And what a lady should actually be looking out for in a man, it's not so many. Sometimes it's because we are yet to find purpose. We are yet to find who we are. That's why we struggle with any man that comes. We don't know what we should look out for. And that's why I advise every woman to take your time. That you graduated from secondary school or you graduated from school, like they told you, it's not the time to start a relationship until you find a purpose. So you will know how to be able to follow, and you know the right questions to ask when you are asked out, right? So when someone asks you out, now for me, I'm going to use myself as a case study, because I came to realize when God was breaking me to mold me again to understand what truly relationship means to him, was when he told me that I need to be a wife before I can get married. I don't become a wife because I am married or they put a ring on my finger. I become a wife first, because the word said that he who finds a wife is not he who finds a woman or he who finds a girl or he who finds a lady or what have you, but he who finds a wife. And this wife actually have an embodiment why it is called a wife more than it is being a woman. And so there is this level of wisdom that you have that will enable you ask the right question, because you are at a point of discernment, knowing what you want. And you want to actually have the partner, because marital decision is one that you should take very seriously. It can make or mar you. I've seen one of my fears in all of this is that I know I have a lot of capacity, and over the time I've been able to see a lot of women, when they get married, they stop living their dreams. And I never want to be part of that kind of thing. And that's why I take my time to be able to ask questions. Now, two things and two attributes that means a lot to me, and I think should actually be the paramount when a guy is asking you out, because any guy can ask you out, but there is something that separates them, especially the ones who are serious. So how do you separate the interested from the committed ones? Is that you need to be able to question them and be able to take your time for them to prove their commitment to you. See, a man that is just interested will come once, before you know it, he will change words for you, and then he will leave his way, because he is here to understand what true love is, because love is patient. A man who cannot be patient for a woman to come around, I mean, I don't know how that works, but it doesn't work for me actually. So sometimes it's not like we are trying to do our younger, and of course, that's why we are ladies. We have to do the younger, but it's not necessarily about the younger thing. I think the major thing here is that there is, in as much as when you talk, you speak a language. Also, when you keep quiet, you also speak a language, because you want to test the staying power. It is something of a long term, so you don't want to just be too quick to make that particular life decision. You want to take your time. And so for a man, if you are really serious, you want to get into a relationship, that I think I'm going to state it in this way. I think the first thing you need to consider is that you need to have your vision. You need to have your vision, because there is no way a visionary woman, that purposeful woman, that first class lady, just like myself, that you walk up to will just want to just be doing and just be going with you. You lack a sense of direction because you don't have a vision. This man right here had a vision, and it was what prompted me to be able to ask some certain question for me to see where I can follow, because we are support system. You can't tell us to just walk with you when we don't know where we're going to. As a matter of fact, we have purpose in our lives. So we want to see how your vision can align, so we can be able to follow and know where to support you. That's why any slightest thing, you begin to blame the woman, yet you lose a sense of direction. So one of the things that you need to pay attention to is to, first of all, don't get along with a lady until you get along with your vision, right? So when you get along with your vision, next thing you want to do is to be able to have plans. What are the plans that you have? Because you can't just have a vision and be working with vision. Of course, the vision needs to be financed, because you can't go empty handed. You need to be working on something, because our work is not to work for you, it is to support your work. So you have to be working on something. if you really want a relationship that is going to work, you have to first be working on something. Don't come, even Adam, when God created the environment for him, he first of all focused on his work. And it was God's intention to say, no, it is not good for a man to be alone. It was God's intention, not his, because Adam was busy with his work. When the time for you to get into relationship is should be when you are planning to get married, not when you just want to hang out. Because now, basically, when you just want to hang out, there's a lot of distraction. Economy should teach you this. The present economy should actually teach you this, that you don't have a seed to scatter, you have a seed to structure. And by then, in your area of work is going to teach you a woman that is going to come in. Because if he doesn't have a vision, for me, if he doesn't have a vision and he's not working on something, he may not be able to discern a woman who can and be able to bring down to whatever qualities that he should look for in a woman to match that kind of vision. So it's very, very critical you get to work more than you want to get along. All right. So that's the major thing. A woman wants to test your commitment, especially the purposeful and visionary persons. So you can want to get along with any woman that is just sideline. But as a believer, you shouldn't want to start a relationship that you know you're not ready to commit to. So if you're not ready to commit to that, because the repercussion will come tomorrow and you will blame the woman that is quite innocent of that thing. Whereas it is your fight for you to fight for. So if you know that according to the golden rule, that thing that you don't want others to do to you, please don't do it to any sister. Don't do it to any sister in the Lord. Don't do it to any woman. Right? If that thing that you want to do with that woman, you don't like it, right? If they do it to you, you will not like it. If they do it to your sister, you won't like it. Please don't do it to another sister. It's very, very key, because it's waiting for you. It is going to wait for you. Life is symbiotic. So another thing that a woman is looking out for that you should have is integrity. See, a lot of men have promised us white and black, but they don't have track record. Because women are attracted by what they hear, they will not tell you all sorts of nice things. They will tell you all sorts of nice things because that's what they want to. They now begin to sway women into what they want instead of helping them. And understand that you are coming to cultivate because you have been able to help yourself. That's why you should first of all do your work before you start getting along, so that you will know what to inculcate with, because whatever you invest in us is what we are going to expand for you. We are expanders, and that's why we are support system. See, not every woman will be telling you what I'm telling you, because in this we don't share societal mindset around here. We show you how God has actually designed this relationship to be. Relationship and love is a very sweet thing, and you should be able to joke with it. Is that okay? So first thing a woman want to check, not necessarily when they tell you I want to think about it, they want to watch your commitment. That's the meaning. And then the next thing you want to do, let me give you small tips, because it's one of the things that this man did to me, and I know that he's serious and he was catching the He now told me in those few days, I think that day he came to me and was not like, the first time he even told me that, because he was my coach, I was not like, no, I can't do anything with my coach, I beg. What sort of thing is this? So it was after 2 weeks when he reached out again. I was not like, so were you very serious about this thing? Like, I didn't really take it very seriously. What are you trying to say? He said he's actually serious. He's actually serious about this thing. I said, oh, okay. He said, okay, but at least he even dropped a message. Okay, at least can I call you? Can I drop a message in the morning? Because he knows that I go to work. So he said, can I drop a message? And my response was what? Bubu, tell them my response. This woman have sense.
Seven. Let me pause. Let me tell them something here. Let me tell you how you can be good that you are entering. You know, a mutual relationship, although it was more of a coach and a student relationship. But we're already enjoying each other's company, But when I now ask the question, Auntie run away for 2 weeks. Coach Linda, that we at least she will always engage. I remember when there was a day I went out with my sister. I snapped, and I posted. She said, "Kai, this man you too fine." As I then I had not thought the question. Oh, she said, "This man you too fine, you too fine." And already I was already considering it that time. I was doing research. I said, another day she now said, "I love you." I was just laughing maliciously. So, and this time we were already talking, and Bobo, should I blow this one? Should I talk this one? Okay.
I don't know what you want to talk about.
my everybody has their thing. Everybody, because of the nature of our work, she's not a night person. So once it is 10 o'clock, she's gone to bed. Why me, on the other hand, I work around the clock. As a matter of fact, I work more at night. So in this time, while after the 2 weeks sabbatical, and then I now said that if I allow this lady to go and take a decision, there's a high chance I will get. So this one now is daily follow up. So I started calling every night. I had to. She would go. She would say, "I'm coming, sir. I'm here now. Not this small thing." So I'll call. Before you know, we talk 11 o'clock. Networking strategies. I said, and then after we talk, after 1 week, I'll say, how far now? This my request. How far? You say, don't pressure me. I say, 1 month is already passing. So while we're having that conversation, I knew that this ticket is already entering when she asked I should become a Bible accountability partner. You see, knowledge makes things so powerful. So she wanted to grow as well, and her hunger to study the Bible was obvious. You're going to learn more in this book, the strategies we were now able to employ. But now, why she did that and we were talking, I remember one night we spoke till 1 o'clock. The water, I traveled for a program, the water they kept for me to bath. I allowed the water was cool. I was talking with networking strategies. The man of prayer. This is serious. Man of prayer. I can't even remember what we were talking about. But that was when I now noticed that, okay, you're not really a nice person and everything. Because sometimes we talk, you will try to be online. Love is sacrifice at the end of the day. So she will sacrifice, she will be dear to you. When I'm done, sometimes she'll sleep off and leave me. But we're doing the talking. And so one of those days, I think I now called early in the morning, and you were very excited. I said, wow, I noticed your energy level went high. That day you went to work in a different dimension. So I now asked her, did you like it? You said yes. I said, so I can call you in the morning. Said, Matthew 7:7. Ask and you shall receive. I said, this thing has gone to another level. So that was how we transitioned from night call to morning call. And trust me, as I'm sleeping, I'm thinking, Chiamaka, it's just what happened. And so from there we start. I'll call in the morning. We'll talk. She will prepare. When we doing video call, then yes, we're doing video call, but it wasn't as consistent as it was when you now said yes. But we're doing voice calls and we'll do video calls once in a while. And one thing she did was, if I say I love you, she will never reply. She said, I appreciate you. I said, which kind of be this one? And everything. So that was how we transitioned from night call to morning call. So go ahead, man.
So Matthew 7:7 was, just like I said the last time, you don't, as a lady, one thing you need to learn is always know that you need help. It's not selling yourself cheap. You just have to be searchable, not available. They are two different things. So for the fact that I am open for the relationship, you can't be asking God for a good relationship, or you are praying, but you're not showing it by your works. You don't open doors for opportunities to come in. So I was just watching from, waiting for him, blah, blah. What am I going to think about when I know I don't have any information? I can check online and everything, but this online thing now, people can actually brand themselves online, including scammers. But when you come offline, you know who is who, right? So I wasn't really trusting the judgment. Yes, I saw him in a couple of videos. I even went to his YouTube channel. This is my first time bringing this here, and I know it's his first time to hear it. I went to his YouTube channel. He was so fat. I was like, so this is how this man is going to look, because
Don't
it's not
start.
looking
Don't
like it
start.
now.
Don't start. You know I've been fasting for long. Don't start. Don't start this one here now. People can see.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
it's what it is.
so because of that,
Go ahead.
when he now asked, okay, can I reach out to you? Can I call you and everything? I said, what is Matthew 7:7 again? If Jesus can ask us to ask so that we can receive, who am I? So we now started the conversation, because I needed that conversation to be able to do what? As an open door for me to uh, discern and know what I'm working with, because I only know him as my coach who helps me to build my business. I don't know him as a person and the other side. So I needed that particular conversation, right, for me to build up conviction. And it's amazing how he just came, and he was not like, no. I said, wait, oh, does it mean that you just know I'm the one? What is giving you the audacity? I have to question that audacity.
Before you go ahead, let me tell the guys something. I
Okay.
think that you should be polite. It was why you were talking about this now that I just saw that I was very polite. So you don't just call a lady anyhow because you're asking her out and everything when she has not said yes. You know, I had to take permission. I had to say, be polite. I had to be
Mm.
polite and act so that I don't invade in her privacy. The space she has given me, I want to be faithful. The Bible says that to him much. And so, you know, go ahead, be polite. Be polite, actually.
Okay, so when all of those things happened, it had to take me a lot of time. I went to my chapel, I prayed, I even spoke to my friend, because already, even before he came, I had a picture of my ideal man. And like he told you in the first episode, where I there was a time we were talking about something. So after I finished everything, I just saw a vision where I know that I'm excited. And I was excited that day that when he called for a normal coaching call, I now had to use the excitement to even share with him that I can't wait for all my coaches to come for my wedding. So it was an opportunity for him to get. I didn't know that that was his intention in the first place. I was just trying to be myself and all of that. And so that was what got us here. So one thing I want you to understand basically from here is that over time, when he came into my life, a lot of things have changed. My mindsets have changed, my audacity have grown, my esteem have gone to a whole new level. I've been able to come into his space and see the amazing people right there and amazing things that he have done so far. And it's helping me because sometimes a man is not always strong. There is that part. That's where you come in as a woman, as a support system. Those things that he cultivates in you is something that equips you for the journey ahead. So it prepares you for the journey ahead. There are times that he will not be as strong as he should be. That's where you come in. And we are so different to an extent, like you can imagine. Sometimes I sleep talk because I'm really tired. I went to work, I'll come back so late, and he wants to spend time. I also want to spend time. And sometimes I will just be like, yes, sometimes I don't remember what I say in the morning. I will even have to call him, please, what did I say in the morning? What did I say last night? Where did we stop? It was really, really very crazy. And then for him, he can stay up all through the night, and I can stay up from very early in the morning and do whatever it is. But once it's 9 p.m., I don't even know why I'm awake now. But once it's 9 p.m.,
What
the
love
Holy Spirit
cannot
will
do
come
does
and
not
take
exist.
charge.
What love does not exist.
So for me, I think it's good for you to be able to have the mindset, right? The mindset to cultivate someone. You should be secured with your work. It is your work that gives you the pride. It is your work that gives you that pride among your fellow men as status. Just like the way you are bragging about Chelsea when you talk about football. That's the same way you brag about your work when you are with your friends, when you all of you gather. So for me, I think there is this nature of your work, because I also learned that when we are studying about this relationship thing, because we had to go and get to study. We saw that yes, we can get all feisty about the beginning thing, but we just need to prepare for the journey ahead, because love does not sustain marriage. So we just have to go through those, and coupled with the fact that I read too, it was easier for him to actually cultivate, because another thing with a woman is that, are you willing to be cultivated upon? So many ladies are not like that. They are not hungry to learn, they are not hungry to submit and everything. And like I said, if you want to learn submission, right, on the journey of finding yourself, get mentorship. Mentorship will teach you submission. This is a living testimony. Mentorship will teach you submission. For you to submit to someone who will order you, do this, do that, give you instruction, tell you what to do, you before you know it, you begin to grow in the realm that you can be the best you can be under guidance. The same way a man wants to protect you, a man wants to provide for you. You have to be able to learn that mentorship thing so that you can actually be the best of yourself with the man. The man will not feel like okay, you are overshadowing the person, or because we are in that realm whereby money can make a woman go crazy and forget the main thing, which is the man, the human being here, because it is people that give value to things. So if anything happens to the money, who is going to be there for you? It's still this same person, right? So see, there is a lot of things that we wrote in that book. Words cannot express what we wrote in that book, coupled with the fact that it's intertribal. Maybe one of these series, Bobo, we can actually share with them some of the things that happens in this intertribal thing. For the fact that I am Igbo and he's from Benue, it's a whole new game altogether. You don't want to know the fight. It's not all sweet. All this laugh you see us laughing is because we have grown over it. And that's the beauty of life, because life is not meant to be fair. And that's why we are the light of the world. And so we are bringing light into this because we've gone through it, and we have been able to grow through them. So that's why we are bringing these things. We are not just saying this thing because let's talk about love. We are just fantasizing. This is a true life experience, practical one at that. So for me as a woman, the first thing you check in a man is his commitment. Not every man is willing to commit. And if you, as a man, want to learn how to commit, get crazy about your vision. Get crazy about your vision, that you want to be able to tolerate any kind of woman. You can now be able to discern the qualities that can match the vision. Another thing is that do what you say and say what you do, right? As you say what you do what you say. Integrate your life, bring your life together. Caution yourself and bring your lives together so that when a woman comes, she will be able to know how to follow you. All right. So it's the advice I am giving, and also learn the habit of cultivating. There are a lot of books that we are going to recommend if you buy our book. There are a lot of resources that we consume that is going to help your relationship, right? Okay. All right. So that's just what you have to be able to understand. So all these things are what we have been able to put together in our book so that you can be able to learn practical ways. What we are giving you here is just the tip of an iceberg. And while you get that book, you are going to have access to uh page where you can now be able to ask your questions, because we don't believe that you get these things once. So there are some things that might not be shared in the book that you can actually consult for and will be able to help you. And this thing is very, very priceless. You want to go to a relationship consultant, you know how much you're going to pay. But this one, whatever thing that you read from that book, is actually a practical experience. And if you're the kind of person you want to even make a marital decision, but you think the economy is what is drawing you back, it is not true. What is drawing you back is that you lack vision, you lack commitment, and you lack integrity. That's just it. And you always want to take away from a woman, sway a woman more than you want to cultivate, because you are afraid. I know what it means, because for some men, they were complaining. Even I had a guy who wanted to study a woman for 7 years before he can make a marital decision, right? Why? Because he was struggling to commit. He was struggling to commit because he was just juggling around life to find himself. And he was telling me that, oh, that I don't have money now, I don't do this now. Even when I was trying to help, I was even told that I was doing too much, whereas I've not done enough. There is even too much to be done already, and I'm late. So there are some things that you look out for, even for a woman. Words cannot express what you are going to benefit if you get this book. It is just on a discount and on a pre-order for just 3,000 naira before launch. Once we launch by October, you are getting it for 5,000 naira, and it is non-negotiable, right? This is what we want to bring to the society. We are bringing and we are drawing strength from biblical perspective more than what the society have confused you with. We want to get this relationship thing right. We want to go through what the word of God said, because marriage is not made by men, it is made by God himself, and he's the only one that knows how best we can navigate this. You need a man who fears God, not the one who is dedicated to church service. You need to be able to understand the difference between these things. You need to be able to share in our vulnerability to know where it connects with you and how you can be able to navigate yours. See, once you get your marriage, if you get your marital decision wrong, when you get your relationship wrong, see, it is going to make or mar your life. For the rest of your life, you're going to live either in regret, or you get this book to be able to enjoy your marriage, because that's the only thing that you are meant to do. You choose today to enjoy your marriage by getting this book, but you choose to endure your marriage because you are going to plan for wedding and not plan for your marriage, because this is one of the ways that you are meant to prepare for your marriage, not for your wedding. Because this is the mistakes we do. We can be carried away by all of this thing. Thank God that my baby people knows God for himself, and it was an advantage for me. We had to go through those things so that we can be able to focus on the main thing. So it is very, very critical as a man. Stop swaying women. Don't get along when you have not been able to walk through your own journey, so that you know the best qualities you should look out for in a woman. I can't wait to see you. Check the comment section for the link to the wait list, or how you can be able to get this copy. I happen to be the greatest show woman for my baby boy that caught his attention with my energy. And of course, right here, as you are seeing him as a productivity surgeon, he is the greatest salesman. He closes everywhere, and he was able to close me. And right here, we are moving into the next dimension of this relationship thing. And I can't wait for you to attract this amazing thing that we are celebrating
Okay, so
as
before
well.
before before
So over to you, baby. So
before we close, I want you to talk about, when we started, when we even before you said yes, I told you that, um after you say yes, I told you already that this was the date I was looking for our wedding, even before you said yes, right? And then I told you that we're going to be studying a lot of materials, because I didn't want to trust, I didn't trust where you were coming from. Whatever you knew before might not be enough to get the kind of home we want to build. And because I understand that knowledge makes everything a level playing ground. So what we had to do was to now say, okay, now that we're starting, we have to now set up a routine. We have to set up a routine because what you know might not be right. And the only way I can truly ascertain that is when I expose you to the right thing. Because like that, you always say, the person who doesn't know will become the headache to the person who knows. And I think good or bad partner is not gender based; it's mindset
Yeah.
based. Because the person who has the wrong mindset will become the problem and the headache. And so we had to now start studying. And I remember the first book we read. Remember the first book we read, right? Should we start from the first book or the first audio? Which one should we
No.
start from? Let's just bring one or two major points, and then we can call it close.
Okay. I think we first of all started with an audio. That
Okay, by
audio
daddy.
was yes. So it was after that with Femi Lazarus that we now considered waiting and dating.
And so, but the first audio, do you remember some of the things that were said in that audio that really struck you? Because those audios were intentionally organized in sequence. Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
So, do you want to share? Maybe you can share one or two game-changing ideas that you got from that audio, because that was where we began to look at family, the role of father, mother, children, and everything. So, maybe one or two things that really changed the game for you, and then affected the way we now began to build the relationship moving forward.
Okay, so I think that the role of standard is very, very key. And I think it's something that we'll explore more in the next love series. Because if I start now, I'm not going to finish. And we're almost 1 hour gone, right? So there are a lot of things that I got that even 2 minutes is not enough for me to talk about it. And that's why you should come for the next episode of the Love Networking series right here on our page. So you can be able to enjoy basically the learning processes of all of these things and the resources we are even going to share with you while you get our book. The most important thing here is that there is nothing, even if you give us 5 hours, it's not enough for us to demystify what our experience so far has been. So it's best that you engage in the comments or the subsequent post to be able to check the wait list to get that book. See,
Okay, so
if you do not get that book,
okay, so
right?
let me talk about a few things that you guys are going to benefit from that. So the first thing is, I see somebody's testimony said mentorship will teach you submission. Absolutely. Now you need to understand that the word submission is not a gender-based word. It is not a word for ladies. It is a military term, and it talks of
Hmm.
you being in a position to receive. And so she will tell you, I am one who is very humble. She is good at that area. I sit down and I learn because I don't know everything in areas. It's not it's not arguable, right? So she's my fellowship tutor, right? So you need to understand that as the guy, the lady will not submit to you if you don't know anything. You can be a blockhead
Ow.
and then you are expecting submission. What are they submitting to? Because what are they going to receive, right? And then if the lady knows the thing that will help us get the results, I'm there, I'm listening, I'm taking notes. She knows that sometimes we are doing our reviews. Next week we'll talk more about that, but we normally have weekly reviews where we have an audio for the week. And in this audio for the week, we'll take notes, you listen to it, you take notes. And then she used to be our coordinator. So I'll just listen to her teach, and then I'll bring this. It was an exciting relationship because what I really wanted was a learning partner, someone I can learn with, right? So why she's bringing Rema, I'm writing. Why? She's very intelligent. I'm not going to go and pay dowry just for children to come. I'm paying dowry for the brain. That's first class brain. It needs to come and produce first class money. I guys get what I'm saying. And so those are some
Yeah.
of the things you're going to learn. What was the system we put in place to be able to help us educate ourselves? Because from day one, we were preparing. When she started talking about wedding last year, women are wedding. You can't separate them. I told her that, pause, please. Let's prepare for marriage. Wedding will come later. We can plan wedding in 2 months. But now, let's prepare for what will sustain the marriage. Because listen, marriage does not change anything. It is who you are that you bring into the marriage. So we already know that we have 90% chance of making a marriage work because we got the right knowledge. So we're able to put this down. One of the things maybe we'll talk about next week is conflicts. Because the truth is we have conflicts. But she knows that there are certain things I will never do because of our relationship and because I hold her in high esteem. I respect her. I love her. If you love and respect someone, you don't insult them. Even when they annoy you, you don't talk or shout at them. And another thing is, as a man, you have to be very decisive. You have to be very assertive. I know that's one thing that she knows and she likes about me. Because she knows that if she's in any situation that she's confused, once she comes, I'll tell her, do like this, do like this, do like this. This is what's going to happen when you do like this. And once she do it, it will play out like that. You need to be very decisive as a man. Not that your woman will now bring something, then you are not confused. Okay, what are we going to do about it? You have to lead. So she knows leadership is not something money buys. If you are a leader, and you, as a man, you should lead in a relationship. But that comes from you being knowledgeable, right? So, aside learning from our story, the intercultural barriers we have to break, how the families had to now accept and everything, all those things, you find them inside the book. And it's an interesting drama. You see where that's blows had to happen. Because you see, a lot of fights. That's why the Bible says that a man will leave his father and mother and then cleave. Even the wife has to leave father and mother and cleave. So sometimes you need to fight with family for for your dream, right? So not everyone, because everyone will be kind to you until you're about to take a marital decision. Even if people don't care about you, will now come and be showing care, right? So those are some of the things. So one, by pre-ordering that book today, you have access to all the bonuses. What are these bonuses? One, you're going to get a recommendation of all the materials we study that really, really empowered our lives, the kind of questions you need to ask. You have access to all the audios we listen to, and trust me, some of the things you guys take for granted, we pay attention to. And then you also have access to all the videos we watch to learn and to set the standard, to set the rules that we're able to regulate our behavior. Because you see, rules regulate behavior. Because if there are no standards that are set in place, anyone can behave anyhow. But because those rules were set in place, it regulated behavior, it regulated her behavior. She knows that there are certain things she can't do. I know that there are certain things I can't do because of what we share. Right? So go ahead today, make a pre-order right now. Check the link in the comments section. You can join the wait list or make a pre-order today for 3,000 instead of 5,000. Because listen, let it not be said 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, that the reason why your relationship never worked, or the reason why you were served breakfast, was because you didn't buy page to page to forever. 3,000 can save you heartbreak. It can save you breakfast. Because when you study and you know the kind of woman you're supposed to go after, the kind of questions you're supposed to ask a guy, the kind of questions you're supposed to ask a woman, you will not even enter the relationship talk less of receiving breakfast. So go ahead, pre-order, because breakfast is guaranteed when you lack the right knowledge. Because God forbid when it's not breakfast, it is
Yes, Daddy.
knowledge that shuts down breakfast, right? So that is it,
Fire.
and I'm super excited, and we're building a community of people who are going to be very intentional. We're building a community around this long distance relationships. People feel long distance relationship is a scam, but how are we able to manage that? In the next broadcast, we're going to share with you the things we're able to put in place to ensure and to let her know that I was being faithful on my part and she was also being faithful on her part. You don't want to miss next week's broadcast, but before then, go ahead, make your pre-order now, because procrastination is the ultimate dream killer, right? And procrastination is guaranteed to also spoil your relationship. So you can by making an order today for 3,000 instead of 5,000, right? But people, you know what we do, right? So until we see them in the next love series, what do you have to say?
Okay, I can't wait to also see you in the next series. The only thing I have to say is you always make a mistake of who you want because you don't know what you want, right? And it's key you know what you want. And if you still struggle with knowing what you want, that is the more reason you should get that book. We're going to we buttress a lot of things there, and you don't want to miss out on what you should look out for because you don't know what you want. So we are going to see in the next series, and I'm super excited for you as well. And joining with his voice, I want to say good night from here and understand that love is a beautiful thing.
Bye for now, guys. Love you.
Bye.